We're tracking basically the 3 Santa Ana wind events, with the first one just ending at the end of the day today. So that's the little bit of good news for now. But then we go into Saturday night, Sunday morning. That's going to be Santa Ana wind event number 2, let's call it. And then number 3 would be Monday through Wednesday of next week. And both of these show potential to be on the strong side. I can tell you, not as extreme as what we had this past week, although this past week is about as extreme as it gets. But these could be on the strong side. Now, technically, we still do have a red flag warning in effect till 6 p.m. It's kind of like semantics for areas east. The National Weather Service that manages from around Los Angeles and west and north, they've allowed that to expire. We know, though, what's going on out there right now. The winds are lighter pretty much everywhere, so we see things settling down right now. But then we have a fire weather watch that goes into effect 6 p.m. tomorrow and lasts until 6 p.m. Sunday. And what this is essentially a watch, meaning watch out for what will likely turn into a red flag warning. So it's all these areas in orange that will likely then convert to a red flag warning at some point this weekend, and it would be in effect for that same time frame, 6 p.m. Saturday to 6 p.m. Sunday. Then we have a high wind watch, which also we would expect these areas to change over to a high wind warning as we get into the weekend. This is in effect Saturday night into 2 p.m. Sunday, and it's for these areas in yellow. So you look at the Santa Susana Mountains and the Santa Monica Mountains, sustained winds at up to 30 to 40 with gusts up to 60 possible there, and the winds even a little more extreme across the San Gabriel Mountains, where sustained winds would be 35 to 50 with gusts up to 60, and winds blowing in from the northeast, which essentially is the same wind direction we saw with this last event. Now onto the forecast wind gusts as we show you right now, or this evening. As expected, things pretty calm, but you'll see the increase as we go into Saturday evening. So after the sun goes down tomorrow, we start finding the wind speeds come up, and it's going to be these kind of like two main areas. We see a streak of winds right here and a streak of winds right here, so there will be some spots in LA protected from the strongest winds. But again, in common, when we get the northeast Santa Ana winds, it's usually these locations where you see these red to purple colors where we get the strongest winds, and that's how this weekend's going to play out. Now, as we go later into Saturday night, Sunday morning, we see the wind speeds actually come up a little bit more. And again, it's all offshore winds blowing from the northeast, so that's going to deliver dry air as these winds do. And then as we go into Sunday afternoon, we find that next number 2 Santa Ana wind event ending. Now on to number 3, and this is going to be Monday through Wednesday of next week, and obviously with this being still several days out, hard to pinpoint the fine details of how this goes, but I'm thinking it's just that broad Monday through Wednesday time frame. So this one will be more of a multi-day situation, and this is just an example of what a model is showing for Monday afternoon. You see some gusts depicted over 40 miles per hour and kind of some of those same areas. So it's kind of like north and west of LA, then across the San Gabriels and down through the 15 and parts of the Inland Empire to Orange County. So those two main spots where winds will be strongest. And then I'll just wrap it up showing you Tuesday, as again we continue with next week's Santa Ana wind event that looks to be probably multi-day. Could continue into Wednesday as well, but we're getting a little far ahead at that point. So the point for now is that we've got the winds lower tonight. That's good, and even most of the day tomorrow, but they do start to come back up tomorrow night with likely some more red flag warnings being posted for our area.